on, third gear all the way. Floor it, floor it, floor it, floor it.
It's the wheel of the bike.
Oh, here comes the motorcycle. Woo!
Bike's away. The Audi had to wait.
Smoke the Audi. If only you could get good at changing gear.
No, I can't.
This DSG stuff's really messed with your gear box change
No, it's not great at
malarkey.
all. Not great at all.
Hello everybody, what's happening? My name's Neil, welcome along to Midlife Motors. Well, back after a little bit of a break and back with both cars. I don't normally have both cars together. This one and this one, they're usually off doing other things with other people, but it's got me thinking actually. I thought about a video. I need to go out and drive that and then jump into that and then drive that and then jump into that and do a little bit of a video sort of comparing what they're like back to back. So I think that will come. But today, to kick things back off again, I'm just really wrapping things up on the MR2. A couple of jobs to do today. I think the last time we left you, the new roof was on, but the interior had to go back together. That's back together now. A couple of rattles which I'm going to try and figure out and solve today. Going to de-milky the headlights because they're a bit annoying now that the paint's looking resplendent. And as part of the MOT fix, if you like, we went a little bit mad. It's got a whole new suspension system on it. All new shocks, lowered springs, so I think we're going to have to take it for a drive today and see how it feels. So once I've done all my tasks, small cosmetic ones, that's what we're going to do. Oh, and I'm hoping today that Mrs. Midlife Motors for the first time is going to have a drive of this car as well and see what she thinks it's like compared with that one, because she's driven that plenty of times, so that'll be interesting. I shall crack on now. Next time you see me, we'll be up in the hills, we'll be trying out the new suspension. We're at the end of our tasks, so the lights are looking much better. Unfortunately, there was a bit of a rain shower halfway through, so I had to sort of stop and start again. I've buffed a couple of bits of the car as well whilst the machine's been out, so it's looking pretty good. But I thought just before we go for our drive, I thought I'd just show you how the car's sort of sitting at the moment. It's lowered 25 mil, and it seemed to be, when I measured it before and after, the car sits pretty much level before and it still sits pretty much level after. So it's a 25 mil drop all round. So we'll head up the roads and have a drive in it in a moment, because I haven't really tried it out in any anger. But crikey, look, with the new roof, how good does that roof look? And I tell you what I'm going to do, just because I'm happy about this, I'm going to put the GoPro down here and I'm going to show you how easy it is to put this roof up and down now. Because remember before, when I used to faff around with it, none of that anymore. Watch this. Job's done, sun out. We can go for a little bit of a drive. First real go of this car, having had the new suspension fitted. It's only done a couple of miles back from the garage. If you remember, it failed the MOT because that front shock was leaking, so it led to a whole new, all shocks were done. We used the KYB shocks, about 330 pounds, and while the car was taken apart, Apex springs went on that lower the car about 25 mil, as I said previously. At the moment it's just driving along like normal, a little bit bouncier, but it's not nodding his head like crazy modified lowered slammed cars, which is good. Doesn't feel harsh, the steering's not doing anything, not kicking around or anything, just going along nicely. We'll head up to the top road. In fact, these lot are all going that way. We'll try and check this roundabout. Yes. We'll head up to these roads. I'll get the front facing camera on and we'll see what it's all about. I seem to have cured the rat tools and everything from putting this lot back together, so that's quite good. I'm pleased about that. The thing that we're going to try and figure out here is, remember in previous videos I've always thought that the front end of the car was not quite as planted, if you like, as the rear end of the car. The rear of this car really feels like it digs in. So the combination, we've lowered it a little bit, we've stiffened it a little bit, and we've replaced a faulty shock absorber. So maybe that's going to have improved things. So try a few corners. There's one particular corner up here which really tests the car. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Nicely warmed up. Oh yes, let's drop it a cog and go. I love the engine note of this car. Oh, the back's a little bit more lively now. The front's now pinned. See what it's like braking as well. This is a good corner to test this car out on. So down a gear. Whoa! I can pick up the throttle and the engines in these, the 1ZZ engine in this car just loves revs. It revs so quickly and so smoothly, and it's really satisfying. And I mean, I don't think we went particularly fast there, but I felt like we were going a million. Suspension feels good. That's excellent. Oh, here's a bit here as well. Yeah, that's excellent. It's not bucking around. It's not. It broke nice and true and straight. It's not. Steering wheel's not jumping about in my hands or anything. So far, so good. Still a little bit down the road in places, so we're taking it careful. Yeah, right. So this corner here, there's nothing coming. We can see how well, this is where it used to show up because the nose wouldn't go in, but now it does. Now it does. And the back, jeez, these cars are so good. And then nothing behind us. Stop. Yes, the suspension upgrade has been spot on. Definitely worth it. So quick recap: KYB shocks, £330. Apex springs, the ones that lower at 25mm, I think they were £120. Easy to fit because it's an MR2 and they're simple to work on. Yes. Right, let's go this way and try some other corners. Listen to the noise! Oh, that engine sounds so good. That Jan Speed exhaust has been one of the bargains of the century. I think it's my favourite mod for this car. I think it's my favourite mod. There's a dilemma here. There's a dilemma. There's a dilemma we need to talk about here. Is this car now actually better than the MX-5? Is this a better car than the MX-5? It's not faster. It's not as comfy. It's not as modern. It's not as tight. It's not as, well, it doesn't really rattle actually, to be honest. But it's Toyota, so everything works. But is it actually really a better car? I mean, value for money, smiles per miles. Is this actually a better car now? Well, I think it's now time to head home, get Mrs. Midlife Motors in this seat and see what she thinks. To do that, we've got to go around some quite nice corners down here, so let's do that. Just picks up so quick, this car. The lightness, way I'm leaning on it there. Oh yes, the lightness, everything's just so light, it's instant, it's immediate, the throttle response, the brakes, you just touch them, you just think this car does what you want it to do. And although I'm chattering at 1,000, probably looking on the camera like I'm going 1,000, we're doing it relatively safely, we're doing it relatively within the confines of the, well, we're within the speed limit, so we're having all this fun and nobody's going to give us any trouble. It's just win-win. That's a tricky corner. Here we go, folks, we've got somebody new in the driver's seat. We've had a little bit of a blast, we're calming down now, just getting used to it, comparing it with the MX5 really. So what do you think, is it a thumbs up or a thumbs down for the MR2?
It's definitely a thumbs up.
It's definitely a thumbs up. Everybody that sits in that seat of this car gives it a thumbs up. What do you notice anything particular? Do you notice anything
yeah,
particular?
I mean, it's quite different to obviously the MX5. It's pretty different, but it's nice. It's light in the steering. It's the dial, great big dials, a great big steering wheel, quite old school. Really like it.
It's good, isn't it?
Really like it. Yeah.
You've got to give it some revs though to get it to go. It's
Yeah,
like it needs
definitely.
revs. It's an engine that wants to be revved. But yeah.
And visibility much better in this than it is.
There
in
you
the
can see out of
MX5.
these great. You can see it. The gear changes a wee bit tighter though.
Yeah.
But yeah. So there you
Yeah,
go,
cool.
everybody. Everybody should get one. Male, female, man, woman, whatever you call yourselves these days. Get an MR2. You'll love it. It's cheap and cheerful. We're off for a drive. Thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe below. We're getting close to 1,000 now, which is great. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.